Hello, everyone. I'm level headed. Today, we're going to be covering Monkey Monday. It is 860 days since Michael Vaughan's disappearance. I just want to do a quick audio check. Bear with me. All right, so audio is working. Hello, Purple. So, just real quick, Purple is sick, and Purple, by all means, you can play my live on your channel. She feels really sick. This is the second week in a row that she hasn't been able to do Monkey Mondays, and she feels awful about it. But Purple, understand you have a lot of good people around you, and you've done nothing but to help the family, and it's very appreciative. All right, so we're going to get started here. I just want to make sure that my audio from my screen that I'm sharing is correct. So give me 1 second. Hold on here 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
It ain't easy trying to juggle all these feelings. Everybody around you needing something every second of the day. With no time left for nothing but cleaning up another mess. Feeling that heaviness in your chest, like you're gonna break. Do what you gotta do to take a breath and find a win. Give yourself some grace. You're still the queen you've always been. Hey mama, you got this. I promise you got this. Pull yourself together. It won't be this hard forever. You've got the strength of a hurricane. You're a fighter in every way. Hey mama, you got this. I promise you got this. On your worst days, you're the reason it all works in the first place. Lunchbox, bus stop, rat race, getting dinner ready on time. I know it feels like you have lost yourself along the way. But look around, you should be proud of everything you've made. Hey mama, you got this. I promise you got this. Pull yourself together. It won't be this hard forever. You've got the strength of a hurricane. You're a fighter in every way. Hey mama, you got this. I promise you got this. You're beautiful. You got what it takes. I see you. It's gonna be okay. Mama, you got this. I promise you got this. Pull yourself together. It won't be this hard forever. You've got the strength of a hurricane. You're a fighter in every way. Hey, mama, you got this. I promise.
All right, everybody, bear with me here for a second. It's snowing here, and audio is a little bit off. Um, definitely a very good song that Blue wrote to her mother, um, which we have a surprise guest today. Um, and I'm going to bring her up now. Brandy, I hope that you're ready, as I can't hear you. But I'm going to add you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. You have to bear with me. It's snowing here. We got like 5 inches of snow already, and we're probably going to be
Gross.
getting some more. So, yeah. So, I know the video is cutting out, so you guys are going to have to bear with me today. It's an all out like downpour of snow. Today is 860 days. It's a long time, Brandy.
Really a long time. And Purple, I love you so much. I want you to get better as soon as possible. Everybody's sick here too, so Tyler, is basically on his DEATH bed yesterday all day. So, and I'm fighting it. Get better
Yeah,
soon.
I've been sick since Thanksgiving, and I finally got my appetite back. And
Yeah, I couldn't get him to eat anything yesterday whatsoever.
yeah, it takes a long time.
And Kira didn't write that song. It's actually a song by Brittany Kellogg, I think her name is. But Paige found that song and said it was the perfect song for Mama. So.
All right, we're gonna go over the article that came out this. I believe it was 3 days ago. It came out.
I believe on Thursday. Yeah, I believe she put it out Thursday.
I just need to switch back to this. I'm gonna actually put us probably at the bottom here. I don't know what's better to do. Maybe like that. Hold on here 1 second. I'm gonna go like not like that, like this, just for a second. I'm gonna put the article in the chat, maybe. Hold on here. I'm a little rusty over here. You see that?
You're getting back in the swing of things, though.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I forget how much it takes to actually stream. All right, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna read this article. Brandy, stop me whenever you want me to stop. And then anybody that can't see it that's on the screen, I have put it in the. It is linked here in the chat. So if you want to go read it for yourself, this was done December 1st, 2023.
Okay.
By Leslie Thompson, Argus Observer. It says the title is What's the Latest on Michael Monkey Vaughan? Mother prays every day for someone to come forward with tips so Michael can come home. Police chief optimistic this is going to move forward. Nice little poster here. I don't know if you put this one out, but there's a sign. A sign of a missing child. Michael Monkey Vaughan stands on the front of a vacant lot on North Whitley Drive near Gateway Junction in Fruitland. The boy has been missing since July of 2021, having last been seen at the age of 5 outside his home in his Fruitland neighborhood. Police continue their investigation into the case and have. There's that one. And then I like this picture too. I'm going to go ahead and read what's underneath this one as I feel it's important here. Michael Joseph Monkey Vaughan has been missing since July 27, 2021, having last been seen at the age of 5 outside his Fruitland home. Tips Payette County Sheriff's Office at 208 642 6006. Find Michael at fruitland.org. Anonymous tips go through Crime Stoppers 208 343 2677. I just want to reiterate to anybody that's out there with new information that's being shown publicly that if you were have seen the suspects that you'll see later on in this video, if you had seen them that day or have any tips of them that day, please contact the Fruitland Police Department. All right, we're going to go ahead and read this article here. And Brandy, stop me at any moment.
Okay.
And I still have a cough, so there'll be times where I'll pause for a second and mute so I can cough.
Same.
All right, it says Fruitland. A Christmas tree donated to his family 2 years ago still stands in the living room of the home of Michael Monkey Vaughan. The boy has been missing since July 27, 2021. All right, I believe these are quotes from Brandy Neal here. We have not taken down the tree so graciously donated by Fruitland High School, said his mother, Brandy Neal, in her phone interview on Thursday afternoon. It's been up in the living room for 2 years now. I don't have the heart to take it down. She said the tree has little fuzzy bears, flowers, and different stuffed ornaments, as well as some that have been added over time. We had a few people from social media and around the Treasure Valley that have sent us ornaments that we've added, Neal said, noting that some have all the family members' names on them. Also, still in the living room is one of his smaller favorite toys, a Spider-Man action figure. Michael was fond of that superhero as well as Batman. The family continues to hold out hope that Michael will come home, that somebody who knows something will finally come forward and tell police what they know. I pray for that day, Neal said. As another holiday draws near, Michael remains in the planning. We always buy him gifts, just like we do all the kids. We have all his Easter, birthday, Christmas gifts he hasn't been able to be here for, but they are waiting for him, Brandy said. At home, there are photos of Michael everywhere, and some days are harder than others. Michael has 3 siblings, an older sister, a brother, and his baby sister, Buggy, who turned 4 in August. Some days it's rough. She'll play with Michael's toys. His bed is still the same. She talks to him a lot. She turned 2 a month after Michael was abducted. It's been really hard on all the kids, just the little things, Neal said. Meanwhile, Michael's mother and father, Tyler Vaughan, are doing as best to be expected. He's my strength on days I don't want to get out of bed, and vice versa, Neal said. We just kind of keep each other going. All of the kids need us. She said a resource that has been extremely helpful over the past few years is peer support program through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The program helps families of missing loved ones by pairing them up with someone who has gone through the same or similar situations. Neal said that resource has been extremely helpful over the past few years. All right, we're going to stop there just for a second.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the peer. So I want to go over this because I think it's important for other people of missing family members to understand that that there is services out there that can help with other people in the same situation.
Yeah, there is. Not only just through the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, other families have come across of missing loved ones that have Facebook groups, that have kind of peer groups to assist families. The National Center, there's no charge for this service. I've actually been asked to volunteer to help other families as well. So I have all the information and the application and everything for when I'm ready for that, because I believe that I could possibly help a family as well as this wonderful lady that's helped us over the past 2 years. It's a very good program for families of missing loved ones.
Yeah, and before I forget, somebody reached out to me, a mother of a missing child, I believe, reached out to me on a Tail and Berry video. I did leave you a comment, and if you're watching this right now, if you go to Facebook, I'm Levi on Facebook. I have a level-headed Facebook group. It's on my About section. Just click on there. I kind of looked to figure out who you were. You were asking for some help from Autumn, which is Taylor Berry's mother. I am still in contact with her, and if you need help in a situation that you're in or what to do, we're here to help. So
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I get several of them throughout the thing. I can't help everybody. I have a full schedule here, and it just it's not fair to everybody. You know, I try to help as many people as possible, but it's hard to help every single person. And I'm only one person. So
Agreed.
yeah. So I know that there's different programs out there. You've been very active, as well as I don't know how personal you want to get here, but you do other counseling and other
Yes.
have used other resources, and I don't know, it's none of my business whether you're currently doing them. I know that you have done them in the past. Oh, and Purple, I would love your help, by the way. So it's there's resources out there, and the thing is that there's no one-on-one book to when your child goes missing. You turn to social media because you think that's the fastest, easiest way to get your child's name out there with a picture to try to bring them home the fastest. There's no one-on-one book on social media. I think that every majority of the missing people's families go through a side of social media that's not so nice. That's condescending, maybe. I don't know. That might not be the right word, but there's people out there that will act like they're helping you, but in the end, all they're trying to do is gather your information to take it and turn it on you. Which is unfortunate, because at the end of the day, it just takes away from the child's picture being shared out there. And I guess I just wanted to hint on that. And so one of the things when I do start helping people, I don't have anything to hide. I tell you the ins and outs of social media and how they can benefit, and even negative can be turned into positive. And, you just have to be careful out there.
Very true. There's people that I don't understand why, but say they're helping or want to advocate, and they have nefarious reasons. It's not truly to help the missing. in my opinion. And we've experienced that. And I think we've learned quite a bit over these past 860 days.
Yeah. Um, I will tell you firsthand. Um, I was emotionally drained at a certain point. Um, you know, I don't know how to say this the right way, but we'll just say it. Um, you work hard to advocate and to help. Um, everything turns to the good, the positive, after the negative things and the cruel things that people wanted to do to you and your family. Um, it was not easy. We stuck to the plan and continued to put live after live after live about facts of the case.
Yes.
And we were, and it worked. And good always outweighs evil. Um, I wouldn't change a thing about it. And I'd step right in for the next family that is willing to go that extra mile to get the best of the best in resources. And when I say that, it's law enforcement agencies. So
Hmm.
if you're not willing to get all the help from every single law enforcement agency that's possibly out there, um, quite frankly, I'll tell you right now that I probably won't help you. You have to be willing to take the help of trained individuals. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not trained in those situations. But what I do know how to do is I do know how to do social media and I do know how to tell the facts and based off of what they mean in a case.
Right. And that's what's
Um,
really important is keeping the facts that are put out by law enforcement and having, like having you and Purple, Wendy, Amanda that have helped, Anna. They've helped our family this entire time and keeping the facts out there, going with what law enforcement says. And yes, I know everybody says it's healthy to speculate and the what ifs. Well, sometimes those what ifs really hurt a family. Um,
I still speculate.
yeah.
I don't know if we
Well,
lost Brandy for a second or if I cut out. Did I cut out?
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I lost you at what ifs in the
Oh,
speculation.
yeah, I mean, it can really hurt a family. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad to speculate or the what ifs, but when you're putting them out there as fact, uh, in my opinion, it tends to hurt a case because when people start speculating and not using the facts that are put out by law enforcement, it takes away from that family's missing loved one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I wanted to I thought that was very important because pertaining to this article, because you were getting help from a peer on peer situation. And at the same time, we had, out of the kindness of many of us here on social media's hearts, had formed a team um, to form a team to help put facts out there and to flood the internet with facts. Does that make sense?
Yes, you
I mean,
guys have
that's
done
what,
an amazing job.
yeah. And I think that's important to flood the internet with facts on a case.
I
And
agree.
we're going to continue on here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Michael's parents were paired up with a lady who had gone through a similar situation, which helps us on those really hard days. They set up times to talk with their peer, who also is just a phone call away. When they first were connected with the lady, they spoke with her about 3 times a week. That has tapered to about once a week, Neil said. And if anything dramatic or drastic comes up, she is just a phone call away. Um, Support for the community has been and continues to be abundant. This includes from Cynthia Walker, who has Michael on a prayer list at her church. She'll come by every once in a while and bring letters with cards and prayers of encouragement from her church, Neil said. I have every single one of them from past 2 years. And when I get feeling really down, I go through the stuff again. It helps pick me back up, and gives me strength. Many in the community, when they run into the family, have kind words for them, telling them that they keep them in their prayers. Until Michael comes home, Neil finds herself looking at every little blonde haired, blue eyed kid she sees, and sometimes this leads her to tears. Michael would be 7 by now. I don't know how much he's grown, how long his hair is. Has he lost any teeth yet? She said. It's sometimes really heartbreaking when I see families happy, little boys, little kids. She said his family misses him and needs suspects to talk and to cooperate with law enforcement. It's been too long. When this article was written, it was 856 days. Today marks 860. And we still don't know where he is, Neil said. And it's gut wrenching. Every day feels like it's harder and harder. She said she couldn't believe Friday was the 1 year mark of police publicly naming 4 suspects in Michael's case. It feels like it's been an eternity, Neil said. All right, we'll stop there just for a second, and then I'm going to read the rest of it. Anything you'd like to say?
When they contacted me about doing this, and we were talking right there about how it's been a year and these suspects have been named, and we still don't have Michael. We still don't have answers. It just put me in a depression for sure. I know what's going on with law enforcement, and what, as much as the prosecuting attorney and everyone can tell me, because they're not going to do anything to jeopardize Michael's case. They want justice for Michael, and I want justice for Michael. And just, it takes the breath out of you all over again. Dates like that, reminders of days like that. Sitting in the courtroom watching one of the suspects, of course under unrelated charges, but the feeling that comes over you is just unexplainable. You start shaking, you have questions, you want answers, and you kind of sit there in shock.
Yeah, and there's days you send me a message. I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's okay to not be okay. But you talk through it, and you get to a place that maybe you understand, maybe you don't understand, but at least you talk through what is going on or how you're feeling.
Right.
And you have a whole support team of people that will listen to you yell, scream, be upset, be happy, be sad, all of it.
Yeah. I honestly don't think I'd be able to get up and do every day if it didn't have the amazing support that I've had and continue to have, and our entire family.
Yeah. All right, you ready to continue on there? I think that's a cue for yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here, I want to answer this question. How can we help? I think about Monkey and Brandy all the time. Well, what you can do is take 2 minutes out of your day and share a poster on social media. Um, and that goes for anybody out there. I know there's a lot of people here share stuff, but the continue sharing, you know, um, all it's still taking. Michael's not home yet, so we need to continue to share his poster out there, and just somehow, some way, maybe somebody saw him that day. All right, we're going to continue on to facts here from Chief Hoff. Investigation continues. Hold on 1 second. All right. Huff, investigation continues. In November of 2022, police made their first arrest in Michael's case. That was Sarah Wandra of Fruitland, who was arrested for failure to report Michael's death. Police then searched Wandra's yard and neighboring yard, but said they did not find Michael. And on December 1st, 2022, named 3 other suspects. This included Sarah Wandra's husband, Stacy Wandra, Adrian Lucene of Toledo, Ohio, and Brandon Shortliff of Kuna. Police believe all they all have firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction and that Michael died and his body was later moved. Sarah Wandra's charge was dismissed without prejudice in April, meaning it can be refiled in the future. She is now serving several years in Idaho for an unrelated gun crime. When Stacy Wandra was named a suspect, he already was incarcerated for federal custody for a gun crime unrelated to that of his wife's. He was lodged in Ada County Jail on that charge, for which he was sentenced in November. About a week later, he was released from custody for time already served. Some citizens have reached out to the newspaper inquiring whether the community is still safe with Wandra's release. Chief J.D. Hoff, who said he is aware of the release, did his best to answer that question in a phone interview on November 30th without getting into specifics related to Michael's case. As far as the community's safety, he said, we all need to remain vigilant. The chief went on to say that this is because everyday communities can be impacted by people who do bad things, such as committing crimes. It's a tough question for law enforcement, as we're always doing the best we can, Hoff said. Our goal is to make people feel safe and confident in our abilities to mitigate risks, and that's what we'll continue to do. Although Fruitland Police Department submitted Michael's case and probable cause affidavit to Payette County Prosecutor Mike Duke months ago, the investigation is not over. Our investigation is continuing, Huff said, adding that now that it is in Duke's hands, I'm optimistic that this thing is going to move forward. The chief said Michael's case remains part of the daily operations for Fruitland police detectives, who are busy every day, still following up on leads, still interviewing people. None of that has stopped. With the investigation ongoing, Huff still urges anybody with information to come forward in regards to the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Additionally, the reward fund, which is more than $50,000, still stands for anyone with information, leading us to the recovery of Michael. I'm going to pause there for a minute before we talk about grand jury.
Yeah. Um, they have not stopped. And I'm so thankful for them. Any outside resource, and we've talked about this, Levi.
Yep.
Fruitland is a small community. They are a small police department. They have a community to protect. but I'm so thankful for them that they have been more than willing to accept outside resources and to get fresh eyes. Any resource that I've come to them and been like, hey, what do you think? And they'll vet them, and they've never told me no, not once. The more eyes, the more people, the more help. Yes, let's do this. We want to bring Michael home. So
I remember the day. So you had called me or you had messaged me, one of the two, but you said, Levi, this is what I'm doing. And she goes, I'm bringing in Cold Case Foundation. I'm bringing in resources. And I said, oh, you're very intelligent. You're bringing in the best of the best for your kid. And, you can only do things where you bring in the best of the best for your child. It's like giving them the best ballet practice or the best schooling or the best. They love a certain sport and giving them the best. And that's what you did. You gave them the best opportunity to be found and people to be held accountable for what has happened. Does that make sense?
Yep. And if I can find any more, I will. I'll keep going. And I know Fruitland Police Department, as well as the Idaho State Police and the Payette County Sheriff's Office. They've been all very kind, and whatever I can do to help them, to bring Michael home, I will. I'll find a way.
Yep.
Michael's my baby. Of course, I'm gonna do whatever I can for my children.
Yep. And that's the how big is Fruitland? Do you know the population? They're not gonna hold you to it, but
like estimated maybe 6,000.
6,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So a
I think
smaller
the
community.
I think the last census
Yeah.
was like 5,300 or something like that. But we've grown quite a bit, especially over these past 2 years.
Yeah. So you're talking. So I grew up in a small town in Iowa, and but there was a town close to where I grew up that was about the same size, and the resources that they would have to investigate a case like this is it would be they wouldn't know, like, I'm not saying that they wouldn't be able to investigate it. They would be able to, but they would be outdated compared to what is out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, especially, we're on the scale of things, people think that cell phone tower pings or dumps are just, a snap of the finger. That's not how it works. I mean, you have our Constitution, people have their rights, and, there's bigger companies, they don't like you prying into people's personal business. And so, there's a lot of moving parts in an active investigation. And, being a small community, um, having those outside resources has definitely been a help to them. And I know they've told me specifically that they're very grateful, like with the help from the Cold Case Foundation, the help with the FBI, the CARD team, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, some of the
Well,
nonprofit groups that have helped us with just pure advocacy and
well,
keeping Michael's face out there. Sorry.
I can put it real simple that I know um, this is going to sound weird or it might not sound right, but not every day does a child get abducted in small communities. So, and neither in big cities either, but the amount of crime in a smaller community is less than what crime is in a bigger police force or a bigger community. So, on job, how would you call it? On job learning, learning by things that are happening in the community is a lesser attribute to somebody like Fruitland as it would be to somebody like the City of Chicago Police Department. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I will say that Portland Police Department, they've even, told me that they, since Michael's abduction, have acquired and learned more new training to, better help and assist in a situation if it was to arise like this again.
Yeah, no, they are very
Not that they,
trained.
yeah, not that they haven't done an amazing job, but there's always room to learn and grow because every situation is different.
Fruitland, Idaho's population is 6454.
I wasn't too far off.
No, I knew it was in like the 5300s to 6000. I knew, but I think they've done even press conferences. Utmost respect to them. They've been great all the way along.
Yeah.
So I thought that was important to say today. So
Yeah, I agree. They're very precise when they put out information because, of course, like I say, they don't want to do anything to jeopardize Michael's case, but they do want people to come forward with the information of Michael or possible information, even if they don't think it's anything important. They still want to hear it. They still want to go through every last detail. Like JD said, no stone unturned.
Yep. All right, we're going to get to grand jury here real quick.
Okay.
Where we have grand jury and then remaining optimistic. We'll do both of them at the same time. All right, to the grand jury timing. Since Michael's case has been handed to the prosecutor, Duke, the prosecutor's last name is Duke. So when you hear him in here, that's who we are referring to. So Duke has been mostly silent about it, which is very nice. In a phone call near the end of September, he said he expected to charge the case, but noted it had a lot of complexities he was being careful with. After the newspaper learned a grand jury hearing happened in August, it has sought to find out whether they are deliberating related to Michael's case. However, Duke has not returned numerous phone calls. On Thursday, the Argus Observer caught up with the Passaic County Commissioner, Anne Marie Kelso, who once served as a prosecutor for the county. Although it has been numerous years since she served in that role, she was able to provide some insight as to the timing with grand juries. Grand juries can hold on to cases for a long time, especially if they request more information or subpoena witnesses or request the state to subpoena witnesses, she said. However, Kelso clarified that grand jury members can only serve for 6 months at a time. As such, she said, a prosecutor might try to presumably conclude with 6 months or have to start all over, noting she didn't think jurors could be forced to stay on. According to information posted on Passaic County's website, last update on November 21st, there are no further trials for jurors serving October through December. So this is your last check-in. However, a magistrate court official on Thursday clarified weekly check-ins don't apply to grand jury members. Rather, when the prosecutor decides to pull a grand jury, it compromise. I don't know what they're trying to say here. It comprises members of the pool of jurors selected for the time period, who then meet as needed. She said, with a 6-month timeline of service, The current grand jury's term could be coming to an end soon, and as it was selected around July or September. Kelso said when she was a prosecutor, she did have a big murder trial on her hands, but never had to deal with a case to the extent of Michael's. In discussing some of the ins and outs of managing such a large case, she reflected on her own experience. The amount of documentation that has to be accompanying this case, with so many agencies involved and so many tips. I can only imagine how much paperwork, evidence, documentation that has been generated. It sounds like almost a full time job for someone. He also commented that the prosecutor's office had been faced with staffing issues in recent times, but believed those to be resolved now. You want me to stop or you want me to go on to optimistic?
No, go ahead. Um, I mean, I wasn't sure how the ins and outs and all that worked with the grand jury when they told us that they were handing it over to the prosecuting office. But she is correct on the amount of information. It's, and I barely even know a quarter of it. So if that tells you anything.
Well, I think they move silently in grand jury hearings, if I'm correct. I don't know too much about it. I have begun to do a little research so that I understand the process, but trust that law enforcement, court departments, and all that they know how to do their job. They went to school for it. One,
Right.
two, they do it all the time, and the complexity of Michael's case is different than other cases that they do, but procedures and how things work, it would be in the same fashion.
Right.
So I don't know too much about them, and I don't want to misspeak about it because I don't
Same.
know. So
Same.
we're going to move on to remaining optimistic. Um, so remaining optimistic, continuing to work on the case keeps police hopeful. From our standpoint, we are just going to stay at it. Keep the accelerator down, Huff said. Our hopes are to recover Michael and bring him home to his family. I don't think I don't like thinking in the negative. I guess that's how we remain optimistic. Furthermore, Huff commented, we still are receiving tremendous support from our community. We appreciate and need it. Neil echoed those sentiments when asked what the community can do for the family. Keep sharing Michael's picture, especially on social media. Try to every day, she said. Michael is still missing. We still don't have all the answers. Neil thanked the community and law enforcement for their support and said it is important for the community to keep supporting each other as well as law enforcement. I believe everyone is still as dedicated as day one to finding Michael, and that's really important. And that's the end of the article. And very
Yep.
good words there, Brandy.
Well, it's the truth, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
what I just try to keep the facts out there, the facts and the truth. And I will say, even with Fruitland being such a small community, it's been the support and the kindness that they've shown our family, law enforcement, and each other. Because, we're not, our family are not the only ones that are suffering through this. I mean, and hurting. Um, it's it's important for everybody to keep the positive. And JD's right. We still don't know where Michael is. We still don't have the answers. And I don't like to think in the negative either. I believe, we're gonna find him. We're gonna bring him home. Still believe that, and won't I won't think any other way.
And the whole thing is that we need to continue sharing his picture. sometimes people live under rocks. And
Yeah.
by me saying that is people assume that people contact police and have if they know the Wanderers, if they don't know the Wanderers, if they're involved with other suspects or if they're not involved with other suspects, if they saw those suspects that day, they assume that somebody else told police what they had saw. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So even if you think that police, if you're out there and you're watching this, or you come across it at a later time, even if you think that police already has all the information, there might be just one little thing that you, as a person in the community, if you saw them that day, there might be one little thing that turns everything around.
Right. There might be one little detail that you recall that a person may have already turned that tip in, but didn't recall that detail that you have in your information that you can give for law enforcement. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that's what I mean by living underneath of a rock. Is people don't watch social media. Some people don't read the newspaper. Some people only use YouTube as their social media. The one biggest thing, that's why it's important to share Michael's picture. And one important thing is if you have knowledge of that day or saw people that day or any of it or after that day, um, definitely, if you have not spoke to Fruitland Police Department, you should speak with them.
Yes, please. If you have not spoken with Fruitland Police Department and you have some sort of tip or knowledge of July 27th, 2021, anything about, with those four suspects, if you saw Michael, please take that to Fruitland Police Department.
Any last words before I play Wendy's video?
Thank you, Levi, for doing this for Purple. I know how much Monkey Mondays means to her, and I love you very much, Purple. And to everyone that's here and continues to be here for Michael every Monday and and everyone that keeps sharing his picture and putting his beautiful face out there. Thank you. We need we need everybody to see Michael's beautiful face. We need him home.
And if
Thank you again. Bye.
and I just want to say one thing to other creators because me and Brandy had this conversation this last week. Any creator that's out there, you're more than welcome to use my videos as long as you're using them for the right reasons. Um, you know, I'm a big believer, and I told Brandy this week that um, I don't have to agree with every creator's opinion or the way that every creator has portrayed themselves here on social media, whether they do good, they do bad. The thing is do the right thing for Michael. And you're, the more creators that show or talk about Michael, whether you're scared to do it because you don't know all the information or stuff, there's people willing to help, and don't be scared. We're not these evil, cruel people that are going to go and crucify you because you make a mistake or you don't know all the details in it. And I encourage anybody that wants to cover it, go ahead. I have a whole playlist. You can go through it and form your own opinion or however you want to present going over Michael's case or showing Michael's picture out there. Did I say that the right way, Brandy?
Yeah, yes, you did. And I will also, do my best. Anytime anybody is speaking on Michael, I'm typically there.
And if Brandy can't be there, there's other people in our close circle of people that are
Yes.
willing to step in, and everybody needs to understand that this is Brandy's child, and sometimes Brandy doesn't have the best of days.
Very
And
true.
it's okay for Brandy not to have the best of days. It's not her copping out on going up onto somebody's panel. You can always reschedule, or maybe things are too hard for her at the time and somebody else will step in and help.
Yep. And I'm
So,
very thankful for the ones that do.
and I'm free all the time. So if anybody would like me to go onto their panel or to help them, you can run your show how you want to, and I'm there for support. So just know that. And I know there's many of other people that are in this chat right now that are more than willing to help.
And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Let's keep keep putting Michael's face out there. Let's get these tips coming in. Let's, keep encouraging law enforcement. We don't want to lose steam. Michael is still missing, and it would be a Christmas miracle for him to be home before Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yes, indeed. All right, Brandy. Thank you for coming up here today.
You're welcome, and thank you for doing this. And I'll be listening.
All right. I'm gonna play everybody's thank you, Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody that's in chat. Beautiful Wendy has made a lot of videos. I feel guilty for last week because I covered some of her video and not the whole thing. I did drop her video in chat. Today we're going to play the whole thing. And I encourage people, if you don't understand it or are new to the case, the video is a very good recap. And Wendy works so hard on these videos. Not only Wendy, there is a whole group of people that are helping to make those videos. But I want to say thank you to them, and I know that Brandy really appreciates it. And so for the rest of the time, I'm gonna play the video, and then at the end, I'll come on and speak again. Thanks for all the support for everybody that's here. Let me just get the video up here. In 860 days. All right, here we go. If you can't hear for some reason, please let me know.
Missing. Michael Vaughan. Monkey Mondays, where we only cover the facts. Approximately 50 miles west of Boise, Idaho, lies Fruitland, often dubbed as the Big Apple of Idaho. Nestled in a community surrounded by apple orchards, this close-knit town gained national attention not for its agricultural pursuits, but for the mysterious disappearance of a 5-year-old boy 2 summers ago. Fruitland, Idaho, is the hometown of Michael Vaughan, a bright and playful child born on June 24, 2016. Residing in a small town on the Idaho-Oregon border with a population of 5,000, Michael, affectionately known as Monkey, exudes exuberance and a love for adventure. In a family filled with warmth, Michael shares his home with his mother Brandy, father Tyler, grandfather, 2 sisters, and 1 brother. Described as friendly and curious, Michael finds joy in camping, has a fascination with frogs, and revels in the joy of messy play. His outgoing nature is evident in his interactions with neighborhood children, making him a lovable presence. 2 years ago, on July 27, 2021, Michael, the cheerful monkey, to his mother, was last seen in Fruitland, engrossed in video games that summer afternoon. The day began like any other, with Brandy promising Michael a few days off for them to enjoy once she returned from several consecutive workdays. Little did she know that her world would soon be shattered by the news of Michael's disappearance, marking the beginning of a 2-year, nationwide search for the missing child. Investigations revealed that Michael was last seen between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. near his home, walking east in the area of Southwest 9th Street, clad in a blue Minecraft t-shirt and blue boxer-style shorts with flip-flops. Despite exhaustive searches by search and rescue units, law enforcement, and volunteers, Michael remains missing. The Fruitland Police Department sought assistance in identifying a white Honda Pilot believed to be in the vicinity around the time of Michael's disappearance. As of March 2022, the department received almost 850 leads, expressing gratitude for public support while emphasizing their unwavering commitment to finding Michael. In June, Michael's family celebrated his 7th birthday, expressing determination to continue the search. His parents, Brandy and Tyler Vaughan, shared, "He's coming home, and we're waiting on him. We're all waiting for him. Every single one of us is waiting for him, and we're going to bring him home." For any information on Michael Vaughan or his disappearance, please contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST or the Fruitland Police Department at 1-208-642-6006. Michael's little sister drew this for their mom. Bring Monkey home.
Look at her face. He got a mustache. Yeah. Yeah, I miss him now.
I miss him too.
Me too.
Okay. Let's go get dressed, crazy hair. Oh.
I love you, Monkey.
A little bit of Monkey's 7th birthday. Our prospecting claim, Monkey's Gold.
Happy birthday, Monkey. We love you.
Bring Michael home.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for all being here today. My name is Brandy Neal, and I am Michael Joseph Vaughan's mama. I am here before all of you today on behalf of my family to speak about Michael. As much and everyone in our family wants to be up here in front of all of you today, I am here to speak on all of our behalf. I am here to ask you all, I'm here to ask you, please for your help. I am here to ask you to please keep Michael's face, his name, and his story in every one of your hearts, your eyes, and your minds. It has been 115 days. 115 days. He has not been home. And we need every one of you. I need you. I need your help to bring my baby home. I need you to see his beautiful smile. I need you to see how happy he is. That smile was one of our most favorite camping trips. He got to see his first beaver dam, and he got to catch so many frogs that day, and he was so excited. His beautiful blue eyes. He was so happy that day because I promised we would go get ice cream cones. And he laughed so hard because his baby sister got to have her first ice cream cone, and it was everywhere. We got to play at the park that whole day. It was warm, it was sunny, and we played catch, we played football until it got dark. I need you. I need your help, please. I need you to know how much Michael is loved. I need you to know how much he is missed. Our family is broken without him. We miss his laughs, his smiles. We miss his hugs. I need you to know he is such a sweet, fun, exciting little boy. He brings such joy and love to our family and everyone that he knows and that knows him. Michael has a laugh that is beyond contagious. You can't help but smile and laugh when you hear his laugh. We need him home. I am asking for your help. I am asking for everyone's help. Please, please, if you know anything at all, if you know something, please, I am begging. This is my baby. This is my son. I need him home. I want him home. Please, I need your help to bring him home.
December 1st, 2022. Police. Press conference.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you to our media partners. Thanks for being here. And thank you for the continued coverage of the Michael Vaughan case. I also wanted to begin by just giving my sincere thanks to all the law enforcement agencies, local businesses, and members of the public who helped us over the course of the last year and a half of this intense investigation. More recently, during the last 3 weeks, we could not have completed the work necessary without the selfless help of others. The community support has been absolutely incredible. As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all hands on deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wandra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wandra's home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wandra's residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed. Evidence suggests that there are the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. This is Sarah Wandra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Sarah Wandra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. This is Sarah's husband, Stacy Wandra, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Stacy is currently being held in the Washington County Jail on unrelated charges. Now, the next individuals I'm going to introduce you to, let's go at the bottom there. This is Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance. And we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Brandon is currently believed to be in North Dakota. Adrian Lucien, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance. And we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian is currently believed to be in Toledo, but floats between Ohio and California. I strongly encourage Shirtliff and Lucien to contact the Fruitland Police Department detectives as the window of time for talking and cooperation is coming to a close. This remains an active and ongoing investigation, with conversations taking place with the Payette County Prosecutor's Office about Michael's case and those individuals involved. We also believe that there are others associated with the Wandras, Shirtliff, and Lucien who may have knowledge of Michael's abduction, and I would strongly encourage them to come forward and speak with my detectives. When we finally reach the conclusion of this investigation, and I can assure you that we will, all of those who have knowledge of Michael's disappearance and have failed to report or hindered our investigation will be pursued. There's a moment in time to do the right thing and bring your information forward and cooperate. And that moment in time is now. To date, the Fruitland Police Department has received over 1,500 tips and leads, and we received many new leads since this phase of the investigation has began. We continue to ask our community for support and patience as we continue to aggressively work this case. We also ask that the Vaughan family's privacy continue to be respected, and we'll continue to post updates as information can be shared. Tips can be sent to findmichael@fruitland.org or to Crime Stoppers at 343cops.com or the Fruitland Police Department at 208-452-3110. Tipsters can remain anonymous. So before I open it up for questions, I just want to make it clear that this is a very active and ongoing investigation. It's super important that we maintain the integrity of this investigation. So I'd ask you that you'd please tailor your questions accordingly. With that, I'll stand for a few questions. Alex?
So if Michael's remains are not found, will Sarah have to be released, or do you think that she will remain in jail once you locate the other people that you think are involved?
It is my belief that she will remain in custody. But again, we're in talks with the Payette County prosecutor, and those talks are ongoing as far as charging.
And you can't speak to any additional evidence that was found in the house, like you said, you can't.
I cannot. Again, I just don't want to jeopardize the integrity of this investigation. Leslie?
Stacy Wandra is listed as an inmate in Washington County Jail, but is not on the Idaho court records because it's currently with federal hold. Are there any other charges aside from hers that have been filed in relation to this?
Not that I'm aware of. Not at this point. Go ahead.
What was different about the tip you received in this case after, 1,500 tips over the last almost year and a half? What led to your arrest and the search? Can you share any more about what led you to that home?
I don't want to get into the details on that, but I can assure you that the tip that we received was credible. I also released that in an earlier statement that it came from one of the occupants of the home, which led to that. Yes.
I'm sure that you guys in your investigation are following social media pages, which a lot of us have looked at. And one of them indicates a trip out of state taken within the time frame. Without hampering the investigation, you guys are at least aware of that trip taken to get a dog.
We are currently aware of a lot. And so I would tell you that you just need to trust us and trust in this investigation. We're making tremendous progress. We're comfortable with where we're at. I appreciate that question.
So Sarah Wonder didn't pass her mental evaluation for when they were in the hearing and things. Do you think this affects the investigation at all, considering that to be the case?
I do not at this point.
There have been mentions of a neighbor's yard. Has that been searched in any way or taken into consideration in this investigation?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we'll be deploying ground penetrating radar in the neighbor's yard tomorrow. So we haven't done that yet, but we will. That's on the agenda for tomorrow. So thank you.
Okay, aside from just living with the Wanderers, do we know what the relationship with the two men you named were? How are they connected with the Wanderers?
This is ongoing. I'm not going to get into the semantics and dynamics of the relationship there. Alex?
A lot of neighbors spoke to us about a scooter that you guys were looking for. Can you speak to anything about, like, if you had found a scooter, if that was related, or if that's something that you were possibly looking for at the Wonders residence at all?
Again, that's evidentiary in nature, and I'm not going to speak to that at this point. So.
You mentioned the other property that's going to be starting to be searched tomorrow. Are there warrants for any other properties besides that have been seen?
Not at this point, but through the course of this investigation, I believe that there are other locations that we will definitely be searching. So there is no warrant for the search that we're going to do tomorrow. It's all consensual. So I appreciate that.
Was the warrant that was executed in CUNA in recent weeks related to Brandon Shirtliff?
We did not have a warrant for any home in CUNA.
But was there a search related to his home?
Yes, there was.
You said that you believe that one of them is in North Dakota. You haven't located him yet. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Do you mind spelling their last names for us? I'm sorry.
Sure, I can. You obviously have the Wanderer's last name, correct? Okay. Last of Shirtliff is Shurtliff. Last of Lucien is Lucienne. Okay. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to conclude this press conference. Karen, one more.
One more. If neither of these individuals do come forward with information, could they face any charges related to hampering an investigation or anything like that?
I would tell you that I'm not going to discuss our investigative strategies at this point. But it is my belief that charges are forthcoming.
Just one last question. I know you're very proud of your team. That's really done an amazing job so far. Can you talk more about that and about how they're doing?
It's
got to be tough.
It is tough. We've lived this case from the time that it began, and but I'm telling you, I've got a very strong, committed group of people here, and they come in here every day, and we're in this grind, and they are committed to finding Michael. And we're just not going to stop. Everybody should know that. We are not going to stop until we uncover the truth in its entirety, I would say. So thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody.
A mother's plea.
No, I know. I just. Ugh. It is 819 days. And Brandon, you know what happened to our beautiful baby. Whether you were directly involved, but you know. You need to start talking. You need to come forward. Quit lying, quit hiding. Please tell us where Michael is. Let our family have some rest, please. Let us bring our baby home. We've worked tirelessly, endlessly. Law enforcement, stop protecting these criminals. And I will say this out loud. Your mama doesn't live too far from me. So I'd like to meet her in person and see if she'd like to talk to me face to face. Because I know that there are flyers all over the area where she lives. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to own up. It's time to find Michael and bring him home and stop your BS. Same with you, Adrian, because I know you're watching as well.
An update. Adrian Temple Lucien, is this you? On the day of Michael Vaughan's disappearance, July 27, 2021. In Nampa, Idaho, 35 minutes. From Fruitland, Idaho. You flew up from California, correct? Why? You lived with the Wanderers for months, correct? Both before, during and after Michael's abduction? Finally nice to get a visual on your appearance that day. Photo credit. Brandon Shirtliff. Oh but Brandon, you may want to revisit your explanation of that day though, because surveillance seems to have witnessed you and your girlfriend Sarah Wandra picking up Adrian from Applebee's, as pictured, shortly after 4:47 p.m. Leaves plenty of time to drive back to Fruitland before Michael Vaughan's abduction. If anyone's seen this coward, Adrian Lucien, with his friends Sarah Wandra, Stacy Wandra and Brandon Shirtliff, and probably more, and have any information, please contact Fruitland Police Department. Tips can remain anonymous. Possible vehicle they were driving July 27 pictured as well. Whomever is pictured with Adrian, please come forward. December 2021. KBTV News Report.
The detective and the captain brought this over yesterday.
Generosity is something Brandy Neal and her family have seen a lot of in the past few months.
We always put the Christmas tree up as a family and decorate it together. It's always something we do. And talking with the older kids day before yesterday, we weren't going to put it up this year.
A donated Christmas tree from Fruitland High School students on Tuesday, decorated with ornaments. Another act of kindness from a community shaken by the disappearance.
And so this was a blessing.
A blessing, but what she is really looking for is a clue.
Argus Observer, December 1, 2023. In Fruitland, Idaho, a Christmas tree, a thoughtful gift from Fruitland High School to Michael, Monkey, Vaughan's family 2 years ago, remains standing in their living room. Michael, affectionately known as Monkey, has been missing since July 27, 2021. In a recent phone interview, his mother, Brandy Neal, shared that the family has chosen not to take down the tree, graciously donated by the high school. Adorned with fuzzy bears, flowers, and various stuffed ornaments, some sent by well-wishers from social media and around the Treasure Valley, the tree stands as a symbol of hope. Neil mentioned that they received ornaments with family members' names, adding a personal touch to the display. Michael's smaller favorite toy, a Spider-Man action figure, still holds a place in the living room, reflecting his fondness for superheroes like Spider-Man and Batman. Despite the passage of 856 days since Michael's disappearance, the family maintains hope for his return. As another holiday approaches, they continue to plan and buy gifts for Michael, preserving traditions and keeping his memory alive. Photos of Michael are scattered throughout the home, creating a bittersweet atmosphere. Michael has 3 siblings, an older sister and brother, and his baby sister, Buggy, who turned 4 in August. The family faces daily challenges, with Buggy playing with Michael's toys and maintaining a connection with her missing brother. Tyler Vaughan, Michael's father, and Brandy Neal navigate each day as best as they can, providing strength to each other and their children. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's peer support program has been a valuable resource, connecting them with someone who has experienced a similar situation. Community support remains strong, with gestures like Cynthia Walker including Michael in her church's prayer list. Letters and prayers from the community serve as a source of strength for the family. Neil expressed gratitude for the community's kindness and emphasized the ongoing need for suspects to cooperate with law enforcement. In November 2022, a significant development occurred in Michael's case with the arrest of Sarah Wandra for failure to report his death. Despite searches, Michael's whereabouts remain unknown. 3 additional suspects, Stacy Wandra, Adrian Lucien, and Brandon Shirtliff, were named, accused of having first-hand knowledge of Michael's abduction and the relocation of his body. Concerns about community safety arose with Stacy Wandra's release, prompting Chief J.D. Huff to emphasize the need for vigilance. The investigation, now under Payette County Prosecutor Mike Duke, remains ongoing, with Chief Huff expressing optimism about its progress. Fruitland police detectives actively pursue leads, urging anyone with information to come forward. Regarding the grand jury schedule, there has been minimal communication since the case transitioned to Prosecutor Duke. Payette County Commissioner Anne Marie Kelso provided insights, stating that grand juries can retain cases for an extended period. With a 6-month service term for grand jury members, the current grand jury's term, selected around July or September, may be nearing its end. Despite the challenges of managing such a large case, the community remains hopeful. Chief Huff emphasized their dedication to recovering Michael and bringing him home. The community's continued support is crucial, with Neil encouraging the sharing of Michael's picture on social media. She expressed gratitude for the unwavering dedication of the community and law enforcement in the ongoing search for Michael. Missing Michael Vaughan. Fruitland, Idaho, U.S. It has been more than 2 years since 7-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared from the peaceful town of Fruitland, Idaho. Desperate efforts to locate the missing child have continued unabated since his last sighting on July 27, 2021. Michael Vaughan, a cherubic 7-year-old with striking blue eyes and blonde hair, has become the focus of an extensive search operation. Fruitland residents and law enforcement agencies have banded together in the hopes of reuniting Michael with his worried family. Michael was last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt adorned with the Minecraft logo, dark blue boxer briefs, and sandals, providing critical information that could aid in his identification. The Fruitland Police Department has been leading the investigation into Michael's disappearance. They are urging anyone with information related to his whereabouts to contact them immediately at 1-208-642-6006. Every piece of information, no matter how small it may seem, could be crucial in finding Michael and bringing him safely back home. The disappearance of a child is a heart-wrenching event that deeply affects the community. Fruitland residents have come together, demonstrating unwavering support for Michael's family during this trying time. Their commitment to the search effort is a testament to the strength and unity of this close-knit community. As the days turn into weeks, the search for Michael Vaughan continues with an unyielding determination. Authorities, family, and friends hold on to hope, praying for his safe return. The Fruitland community remains resolute in their quest to bring Michael home, as they keep his memory alive in the hearts of all who know and care about him.
And Sleeve, you're not welcome here. So, Wendy, thank you very, very much for the video. You did one heck of a job. And remember to share his picture out there. Remember that Michael's still missing. We still have a family that has a victim advocate, which makes them victims in this horrible things that have happened in their life. Everybody, please put monkey and blue hearts in the chat. And until the next one, I'm going to take a part of Wendy's video here and re-upload it, as I feel that it is very necessary to be shared on other channels as well. Thank you all for your time. If you have not hit that subscribe and that like button, please do now. And please leave a comment so that more people see this. Leave the comments in the comment section. If you do have a question about anything or need help doing something, that's where you can find me or anybody that can help you. Until the next one, everybody.